bring it back to them when you're done and get something like $10 or $20 back. So it's a really good deal for while you're a student if you need a bike. Their website is there. The A&E Green office also offers subsidized bike equipment. So if you need helmets, locks, lights, any of that, you can come to the A&E Green office and we can give you some good deals on those things. And just the other thing I want to point out, John talked about e-waste and old computer materials that are collected. Those are actually sold through an auction site, so if you need a computer, a good place to look is for a second-hand one on this auction site that's listed at the bottom. So, as I said, you can't join A&E Green, but there are lots of ways to get involved in different types of sustainability groups on campus. As I mentioned in the beginning, if you live in the halls and colleges, pretty much every hall and college has a green committee or a green representative and is involved in a lot of different projects to green your residence hall. So there's a really good way to plug into your campus community. I'm going to talk a bit more about the Sustainability Learning Community because that's one that I've been really involved in over the past 2 years. There's the Students Association runs the Environment Collective. There's a Zero Emissions Society, Law Students for Social Justice, a huge range of different types of environmental groups that you can get involved in. So the Sustainability Learning Community is a good way to get involved in the work of A&E Green. And I just wanted to highlight for you some of the things that the group does. We have organized lots of sustainability speakers and films and field trips to expose you to lots of different ideas, practical sustainability ideas in action. So we try to bring in people from the community to give you an idea of what's happening actually in the community. And the whole idea, I guess, of the SLC, the Sustainability Learning Community, is you're sitting in a classroom learning about sustainability. And sometimes that can be a very theoretical sustainability, what does that mean? And so the idea of this group is to really help you take that and put it into practice. What does that mean in my daily life? What does that mean in the community, on campus, and in the broader world? So trying to make sustainability a bit more of a tangible concept. So a couple of the big events that we've been working on over the last year or so. We started an organic garden on campus, which is right by the A&E Bike Co-op. So if you've been there, you know where the garden is, also down by the National Museum. We run a big event every year for World Environment Day, and we've done, actually, I have a bunch of photos, so I might just run through the photos. That'll be a better way for me to tell you about these different activities. So again, the organic garden is located down by sort of Old Canberra House and some of the child care centers. So that first photo is of us setting up the garden and trying to get the kids from the child care centers involved. It's grown quite a bit over the last year, and we just actually had quite a big, if you heard about Celebrate Sustainability Day, we had a big meal from our garden, which was pretty exciting because that was our first big harvest. Anyone's really welcome. If you want to know about organic gardening, you don't have to know anything about it. We are always interested in having people who are enthusiastic come along, and there's lots to learn and lots to be done. So if you're interested in that, I might pass a mailing list around later. So if you're interested in any of these activities, you can sign up and you'll hear about them on the mailing list. Oh, it's very stretched out on my screen. It looks really funny. So again, as I said, we get together, have social events, eat the things that come out of the garden, which is mostly what we do at the moment. We're not creating or producing quantities that we're selling it or anything yet, so we get to eat it ourselves. We've done several tree plantings on campus. We try to be careful about when to do these and work with the campus gardeners so that we don't plant trees that can't be watered and will die. So we haven't done too many of those over the summer. This is down by the lake by Old Canberra House. You heard a bit about the Hot Rot, which is the university's in-vessel composting unit. And we've had students go down to just have a look at the unit and how it works. It's capable of taking, I think, 500 tons of organic waste per year, so making a really big dent in the waste that we are no longer sending to landfill. So that's a really interesting project and unique in Australia. As I mentioned, World Environment Day is June 5th every year. So save the date for that evening because we, in Bruce Hall, host the Great Green Debate. We've had 3 of them so far. They've been really successful. We get a panel of pretty well-known speakers, and beforehand, as you see in the one photo, we have a sort of sit-down formal dinner for students and speakers, so it's a really good chance for you to interact with some professionals in the community that you might not otherwise get to chat with. This is a really interesting project. Weeds, Wetlands and Wildlife is a landscape rehabilitation project behind Ursies and Johns. Does anybody live in either of those colleges? Have you seen out the back? There's a site that's just, well, it's pretty green at the moment. It has lots of weeds. There's a 300-year-old tree right up the back of your college, which is sort of the centerpiece of this site. But there's some money going into making sure that this becomes a really nice space on campus. So it's going to be a wetland, and we'll have benches, and it'll be a really nice community space. And we've had students involved in this project from pulling weeds to planting new seedlings, and we'll be doing the planting actually coming up in the next couple of months. Also lots of opportunities for monitoring frogs, water quality, and things like that. So this is a really good one because you're able to see a difference right out your backyard in a landscape that will hopefully attract quite a few native species in. So that's a really good one that you'll hear more about hopefully in the next month or so as we get to the planting stages. We've done a number of workshops. These are gardening workshops, one on water-wise gardening, and we've done workshops on worm farming and various things like that for the garden. We try to have fun. This was the end of semester last year. We, again, cooked a bunch of food out of the garden, had some music. So this year, we just had a sort of the Welcome to 2008 launch of the Sustainability Learning Community, which I think you maybe saw an email about. People are really keen to keep working on the campus garden. The other things that came out that people wanted to keep working on were greening the union, really, trying to get rid of some of those paper cups and all of that waste that's coming out of there every day. And also having some sort of retreat, like maybe a group of students who want to go to the coast. We have a coastal campus at Kyle, so we'll plan some sort of conference retreat for students. So if any of those things sound interesting, this is a good group to get involved in. As I mentioned, the students in the halls and colleges, very keen. We try to help them all get together because what works in one college will probably work in another. So they've been good at sharing materials. These are one from a series of posters developed by students at B&G. Say water shower with a friend. Very sound advice. And just wanted to highlight another thing that happens at the halls and colleges. This is the students, including you'll see Ed there, doing a waste audit at Bruce Hall. So there's just a few highlights of some of the things that students are doing to make a difference on the ANU campus. So it's fun, it's lots of good things to get involved in, but also it's a good chance to build skills, learn how to do energy audits, learn how to do frog surveys, things like that. We've also been able to set it up so that some of these campus project students are able to get coursework, or credit for doing it as part of coursework. So in a number of different courses, we've set up group projects where students work for sort of as consultants for the ANU Green Office and get credit for that work. And a lot of individual students as well have come in and done projects. So lots of scope there for you to think about how you can be involved over the years. So Ed talked about some of this. I just wanted to really make sure that you don't leave here today feeling that it's all going downhill. I wanted to really convey to you that there's a lot that we can all do on an individual basis. And so I won't read this to you, but